moment is science, Mr. Robertson, back in action. Okay, and today is the water cycle. Water cycles, and I don't mean like a bike, people. Let's start with some water in a lovely sea somewhere. And we've got a sun that is shining. Okay, this sun will make our water hot. It will get nice and warm. When the water gets hot, it will move around faster, and there'll be a tiny bit more space. Because moving around faster, bumping around a bit more, and there'll be a little more space in between the water particles. Now, this water will not boil. Det ska inte koka. Det ska inte vara 100 grader. It will get warmer, but it won't get hotter. Anyway, it can still go from a liquid to a gas. When it's 100 degrees Celsius, all of that water has the chance to go and get out and to be gas. If we do this here, it gets a little hotter, then some of it can bounce and just like, oh, I'm away from the others. Oh no, and little random bits can get away. Little bits just go and out and escape. And when they do that, they then can go up into the sky. And this process here is evaporation. Evaporation in action. Now this is great. And our water comes up here. And then there's a little problem here, because what's going to happen is it gets colder. As you go up, it gets colder. Colder at the top and hotter at the bottom. The further you are high above the earth, the colder it gets. And then this here, it shouldn't even really be a gas. It gets colder and colder. So it then makes things that we call clouds. We actually get a little bit here of condensation. Condensation means it goes back into a liquid. Now usually it doesn't happen over the oceans. It can, but it's more common if I do it towards the land. Okay, see the land here? The land is up. So what happens is all the air from here that comes up, it gets pushed upwards. Pushed upwards means it gets colder. So as it gets colder, there's more chance of rain on this side here. Actually, if you live here, there's maybe not no rain, but there's very little rain, because it always rains on this side here. Get lots of rain. Now I say rain, I actually mean a word called precipitation. Precipitation means all the different ways that water can fall from the sky. This could be rain, this could be sleet, it could be snow, it could be hail. When it's like ice balls that fall down to the sky. I use precipitation for all these different things. Of course, usually we get rain, because usually it is between 0 and 100 degrees. So it's water, so it's rain. But sometimes we can get some of the others as well. These here would be solids. Sleet is like the in-between the rain and the snow, but it's more solid than it is liquid, we would say. But snow is very much a solid. I can make balls out of it and throw them at your face. Solid. Now, don't do that in school. Now what I can do here, I have the water. And I said it's a cycle. And I meant a cycle like this. So that water has to get back to the start. Now there's 3 ways. One way, that water sinks in and it goes underground. Quite simply, this is groundwater. If you were somebody who was going to make a well is a big hole that tries to get some of that groundwater. This is my well. W-E-L-L. Maybe I need a little thing here little bucket to go and get the water. Most of the water we'll talk about comes down over the top like so in twisting things called rivers. E-R. Now, rivers mean that the water flows on the top, and there's some of the best sources of fresh water on earth come from rivers. Think about how important the Amazon is to the rainforest, or the Nile in Africa is to the deserts. So much life is dependent on the rivers, and the rivers are a big source of water for many different places. And rivers return the water to either a lake, or they return the water to the oceans. There's a third way. And what can happen to the water sometimes is that it gets taken up by something. Something else might want it. Plants want it. Plants want the water for two different reasons. The first reason is they have to get energy. Plants get energy using water. If you don't give plants water, they can't live, they can't survive. They need water to live and make their energy. So you've got to give it to them. That's quite simple there. That's a really important fundamental. The second thing is that water helps things go through the plant. The plant needs water, but it also needs all of these these materials that exist in the soil. It needs healthy soil. Men det behöver nyttig jord och alla ämnena som finns där. So to suck them up, it has to suck them. So it needs a liquid, so it sucks up water. And that extra water it doesn't need then comes out of the leaf. And water will leave the leaves if it has too much water. So you will get some water which will go up and some water which will go out and back to make a cycle like so. So there's really two cycles here, or three possibly. One cycle, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, groundwater and back, or rivers and back, or this here, which has a crazy name. I'm going to keep writing it up at the top here. Transpiration. And can you see that is the question? You almost can see that if I do a magical so you can. Transpiration, when the water goes up through the plant. What we've made is a chaos called the water cycle. And this continues on and on and on and on. And this here has happened for millions, if not billions of years on planet Earth. Water is so important for our planet, and this will always happen. And the bits of water that you have probably been through many other people before they've got to you. And that's a good thing. We need to recycle and look after our water because, well, all life needs water. Thank you very much.